Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to some conspiracy theories. I've realised I've never actually done a conspiracy theory based reaction. I don't think. Maybe I've done one or so, but I actually don't think I've ever done a conspiracy theory based reaction. And I feel like they could be quite interesting. I mean, conspiracy theories are one of those things that they're just interesting. A lot of them are just stupid, but they're still interesting to learn. A lot of them make sense. Like, like conspiracy theories, they can be literally anything. Someone can just make it up on the spot, or it could be based off something. You know, like, it's just all these random types of conspiracies. I know this is a Watch Mojo reaction, and it's not for everyone. I was looking for conspiracy sort of theory videos, and I couldn't really find any ones that I thought could be what I wanted to react to. So if you know more about these sort of channels that do these videos, please let me know in the comments, because I'm down to do them. But this one, there's another top 10 conspiracy theories of all time. I don't know, I guess this is part 2 of a previous series. But yeah, we're going to get into this reaction. Got to take it all with a pinch of salt. I feel like conspiracy theories, some people get a bit offended by them, because there's people that just get offended by anything. I'm just here to watch, to learn, to see some stupid theories, some funny theories. Maybe not funny, because they're probably quite serious, but just theories that are just like, come on, stop talking at your ass. But we're going to get into this reaction. Hopefully you're going to enjoy, and let's just see some of these theories.
Full of wild conspiracy theories. So much so that we couldn't just limit ourselves to one list.
Harvard study in China says that
Oh, not Alex Jones. Oh, God. He is funny in podcasts, I'm not going to lie.
fluoride lowers children's...
But I've never like actually looked into, because I'm not really like deep into this sort of stuff. I just find them quite fun to see. But I know he's like one of the main people who was into certain theories that quite dark, you know. There was one about, I don't want to get into it, but it was one about a shooting or something. Some dark ones. I'm not trying to see the dark conspiracy theories. I just want to see some wild ass conspiracy theories. So hopefully not any of him, because there's probably going to be a lot of offended people in the comments.
IQ by 7 points.
Wait, what?
Says that fluoride lowers children's IQ by 7 points.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for another top 10 conspiracy theories.
To help
when you
strengthen your
connect
teeth.
the dots between apparently unconnected
Who's this guy again? Oh, I swear he's been like blocked all over YouTube as well. What's his name? David Icke? He was a footballer before, I think. He's just turned into like the #1 conspiracy theorist.
and situations and organizations, that's when the tapestry appears and you go, whoa.
For this list, we're looking at hypotheses and theories that suggest people have hidden or brought about a certain event or situation that is usually against the law or destructive to others.
And obviously everyone wondered if he had actually seen God.
If you don't see a theory you think should be on the list, be sure to check out our videos of the top 10 conspiracy theories of all time and the top 10 crazy conspiracy theories.
Donaldson believes that as the plane climbs toward 14,000 feet, the men below have already locked the heat-seeking weapons.
Number 10. Hitler lived out the rest of his life in Argentina.
I don't think I've heard this one. I've heard the ones of him living out the rest of his life, but not in Argentina. What a random place to go to.
It became pretty obvious that the death in the bunker was nothing but, well, fiction. Or maybe somebody died in the bunker, but it wasn't Adolf Hitler.
A number of conspiracy theories are attached to famous figures in history, and Adolf Hitler is no different. With the Allies closing in and the war all but over, Hitler committed suicide in his bunker with his wife, Eva Braun. British authors Simon Dunstan and Gerard Williams have a different theory about Hitler's end, however. They believe that the Fuhrer didn't actually kill himself, but rather escaped to Argentina, and body doubles were shot instead.
Prevorrò, perché era un recién neolaureado in storia, de investigar bonariamente la muerte de Hitler.
According to their book, Grey Wolf, The Escape of Adolf Hitler, the married couple settled down and had 2 daughters in South America before dying in 1962.
I don't believe
this was
this.
during 1947.
It just seems like they want to make a theory from something.
This idea has been widely dismissed by historians, though, who claim that the theory has no substance.
We got to the age of information when the truth should be out there, so
Let's get it out. That's what we're trying to do.
Number 9. Josef Mengele and the Land of the Twins.
But he never looked nobody in his eyes.
From one Nazi to another, Josef Mengele, also known as the Angel of Death, was assigned the task of discovering how twins were produced, in the hopes that this information could increase the Aryan birth.
Oh, he's the doctor. He's that sick and twisted doctor, isn't he?
These are all identical twins used for medical experiment. Hundreds of twins from all over Europe were brought to this camp. They were numbered, but their origin and even their names are unknown.
Mate, it's
According
actually
to one
sick.
theory,
What he
Mengele
done.
was successful, just not in Germany. He was said to have fled to Candido Godoy, a small town in Brazil near the end of the war, and continued to visit it in the 60s. This is the same town that has seen as many as 1 in 5 pregnancies result in twins. In fact, the town's official crest has a road sign that welcomes visitors to the Land of the Twins. Historians dispute the idea that Mengele ever actually experimented with twins there, while geneticists believe biological factors explain the twin phenomenon.
In all, Mengele murdered 3,000 twins. Some after chemicals were injected directly into their eyeballs. His aim? To turn the color of eyes from inferior brown to Aryan blue.
Number 8. Lost Cosmonauts.
Are you from another planet? It's Gagarin. Gagarin went into space.
Yuri Gagarin was the first
Why does he look like the guy from Star Trek? Wait, who am I trying to... Is it Star Trek? I think... Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's a bit too far. So that's him there. What's his name? Patrick Stewart, that's his name. I'm sorry, Patrick, I've done you there. I apologize.
Yuri Gagarin was the first human to journey to outer space. Or was he? According to the lost or phantom cosmonauts conspiracy theory, Gagarin was the first human to survive the journey, but he was not the first sent to space.
Rumors of lost cosmonauts have been around since at least 1965.
Allegedly, the Soviet Union launched at least 2 unsuccessful manned space flights before Gagarin's. However, any information about these flights was concealed from the public because of the ongoing Cold War. Though most of the state's formerly restricted information has become available since the collapse of the USSR, there has been little uncovered to support this particular theory.
While the lost cosmonaut theory itself may not hold up to scrutiny, one thing's for sure: when it comes to Soviet Russia, there's plenty of stuff they don't want you to know.
Number 7. MH370 landed on Diego Garcia.
Wait, the plane landed on someone.
Since the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines...
Do you know how nuts that is? That she's like there bawling her eyes out, and then there's just these fucking photographers or whatever just trying to get all these questions and cameras and flashing. It's sick, man. I actually hate people. You know what I just hate people so much. She's bawling their eyes out and they're just like, what do you think, blah, blah, blah. And then they just got all these cameras. I understand maybe there's one because she wants to get something out there, but not all this. It's just distressing, man.
Since the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 on March 8, 2014, there have been a number of theories that have emerged surrounding the incident.
Whoever was piloting this aircraft was trying to avoid detection.
One theory claims that the plane was headed towards a U.S. military base on Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean, but was shot down by U.S. forces who feared that the plane may have been attempting an attack on the base. While the FBI has disputed those allegations, the lack of an actual explanation for the disappearance means that this theory likely won't go away anytime soon.
One thing you learn in any form of accident investigation is you rule nothing out.
Number 6. Shakespeare didn't write all his plays.
What? Don't say that, bro. That means if that's the case, literally all of our childhoods are a lie. We've been lied to. This is one of the things that you're taught about, like the main things you talk about like when you're learning English and stuff. What's going on here?
That the greatest writer in the English language was as fictional as his plays?
Did the most famous playwright of all time even exist? Probably yes. But he may not have written all of his plays, at least according to this theory. Some people claim that William Shakespeare was just a pen name used by a number of different writers.
I want to thank my actors. It's great acting. has brought my words to life.
Then there are others who believe in the Oxfordian theory of Shakespeare authorship, which claims that the 17th century Earl of Oxford, Edward de Vere, actually wrote what's considered to be the Bard's work.
I could see these
our secrets safe that
theories,
you
to be honest.
expose Shakespeare.
These alternative authorship theories have gained some traction due to the lack of biographical information about Shakespeare's life, but they are generally disregarded among English historians.
I could see it, to be honest. I don't know, but I could definitely see this one as a possibility.
Number 5. Water fluoridation for mass mind control.
Oh,
Guys, how do my teeth look? Pretty good? Okay, great. Fluoride in the water might be helping that, but it might also be doing other things.
Fluoride helps make human teeth stronger, but some people believe that the government is putting fluoride in drinking water for another reason: to control the population.
The Telegraph points out
I don't know,
epidemiological study that was done there. They say fluoride in drinking water may trigger depression and weight gain.
In 1954, chemist Charles Eliot Perkins declared that anyone who drinks fluoridated water for over a year will never be the same again, either physically or mentally.
An excess of fluoride causes fluorosis, which is the eating away of the enamel on your teeth. This is indicative of what it's doing to your body on a larger scale.
During World War II, the Nazis allegedly used fluoridated water to force people in concentration camps into calm submission, or even to sterilize humans. While it's been argued that the Nazi claim is an urban myth, it's also been alleged that water fluoridation was part of a plot to enforce communism in America in the 1950s and 60s.
Countries and states are going to continue being on board with fluoridation until someone finds damning evidence that they shouldn't be, which in 70 years, no one has yet found.
Number 4. World leaders are lizard people, also known as reptilians.
In simple terms, God, this one is just... Of course it's this guy as well. I don't want to say his name and risk... I've already said his name, but... Yeah. Come on. They're just people who like control. I mean, unless lizards is a different term, it's not actually saying they're lizards, it's just a different term kind of thing.
There is a predator race which take a reptilian form. They're feeding off humanity. They've turned humanity into a slave race.
Are a bunch of lizards responsible for the 9/11 attacks and the Holocaust? According to one theory, yes. In David Icke's book, The Biggest Secret, he claimed that most world leaders are actually shape-shifting reptilian beings, or have been possessed by them, and use horrific events to promote fear and hatred.
Like, when I hear these theories, I don't believe them. I just find it fascinating how someone has these opinions and sort of where they come from. I'm not, like, gonna believe that sort of stuff, a lot of them, because it's just, like, out there. But it's still interesting to learn, so it's kind of weird how people will just be, like, sort of... Because he has, and there's probably loads. When it comes to conspiracies, loads of people will just sort of be cut off from the internet, you know. Maybe it's because they say some crazy things that I don't know about. Like, maybe he said some theories about some controversial things that are actually just like, you shouldn't be saying that. I don't know. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, the lizards, it's just quite interesting to see sort of where these opinions come from. But yeah.
I have talked to hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world. I've been to more than 40 countries researching this, who have told me the same basic recurring story of seeing people, often in positions of power, but not always, change from a human into a reptilian form and then go back again. Sometimes it's for a few seconds, sometimes it's for longer.
They're also apparently between 7 and 12 feet tall and come from a different planet. What more do you need to know?
That's hilarious.
Number 3. Global warming is a hoax.
It's a statistical anomaly. It's meaningless, and they actually admit this in previous NASA press releases, but they're not announcing that today.
One of the most popular and socially relevant theories on our list. This is one where people believe that global warming isn't actually happening.
I didn't used to think global warming was a sort of a controversial topic. I didn't at all. I done a reaction to it once, and I saw the like ratio and stuff, and a lot of people disliked it, and there's a lot of comments just that I wouldn't have expected. I never even thought it was a controversial topic, honestly, but it is. I'm not even going to talk about this one because for some reason it's one of those topics that causes controversy. I don't know, it confuses the hell out of me.
The problem is this thin layer of atmosphere is being thickened by all of the
global warming pollution that's being put up there.
While Al Gore and almost all scientists have provided evidence to the contrary, this theory claims that climate change is a hoax created by the government to keep the public in a state of worry and panic, making them easier to control.
According to climate change skeptic Myra Nabel, global warming is a hoax created by the European Union to damage the US economy.
I mean, you just got to look at certain island countries that are being swallowed up. Is that a hoax? Obviously, the world changes anyway. Naturally, things just change. But is that a hoax at the sort of speed it's happening and stuff? I mean, come on. I mean, I love theories, but this is just one that I'm actually just like, wow. That's how I can see they're controversial. Because I'm like, how is this even a theory, man?
Some supporters of this theory also claim that technology is responsible for raising the Earth's temperature, a technology that the government is keeping secret.
Some of these alleged emails may actually hold the key or actually the clues to prove that the theory of global warming is a huge conspiracy.
Number 2, advanced knowledge of the Pearl Harbor attack.
What's this film? I need to check
The
this out.
U.S. government has been the target of
That's quite
several
interesting.
conspiracy theories throughout its history,
Pearl
with one of
Harbor.
the biggest revolving around Pearl Harbor.
FDR certainly did have a motivation to deliberately withhold vital intelligence from Pearl Harbor.
This theory suggests that President Franklin Delano Roosevelt knew about the planned Japanese attack in December 1941, but decided not to act because he needed an excuse to get the Americans into the Second World War.
To overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
This theory gained some traction because the American public and Congress were overwhelmingly against joining the conflict at the time. But it has largely been dismissed by historians.
Everyone who worked on it at the time has said then and since that we simply were not far enough along to read any of these Japanese naval messages for intelligence.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
We got eyewitnesses saying there's missiles coming up from 2 or 3 different places.
I'm 100% convinced that missiles were fired that night.
Notice how Jesus and Mary are clothed. Mirror images of each other.
The mind sees what it chooses to see.
But if you see creatures from another world, it's only the workers having a little fun.
The Rothschild Zionists took control of Israel where they've been ever since.
Number 1, New World Order.
NASA is attempting to implement a new world order, using organized religion as a means of controlling the masses. At the core of Project Bluebeam is the establishment of a global New Age religion.
The most powerful people in the world might not be lizards, but they may be part of a secret organization, at least according to this conspiracy theory.
Is it the Illuminati?
The goal of all of these groups, including the Illuminati, is to create the New World Order, an authoritarian government that will rule the world.
Large groups of people can be held in check by belief systems given to them by a tiny elite, which keeps the core of knowledge to itself.
They allegedly use mind control, social engineering, and fear-based propaganda. They allegedly use mind control, social engineering, and fear-based propaganda to manipulate the population and oversee all the important institutions and organizations in the world, such as the United Nations and the World Bank.
Who stands above the military, royalty, and above celebrities? They do. Who directs the press, the Fed, and the universities? They do.
Do you agree with our list?
What was that?
There's much evidence to support it.
Theories. There are theories.
What's your
I mean, I enjoyed it. Conspiracies are just fun, to be honest. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people in the comments. Blah, blah, why are you watching this? I don't know. But yeah, this is an interesting reaction. I like how she says it's being dismissed by historians like they have never been wrong. In fact, historians will dismiss the fact. Yeah, I guess that's true, to be fair. Damn you, Shane, you got me into these. See, yeah, I know Shane Dawson does these videos, but he's just a bit weird, isn't he? He does like he's done some strange things. I didn't really want to react to them. The Hitler one is true. When I was a kid, I used to mow his lawn, and he would pay me in peanut M&M's. Sauce. What's your sauce, dude? Trust me. Like, what you do? Wait, did you reply? He was an old man that gave us apples and bananas on Halloween. Didn't have the moustache, but it was. Okay. If that's what we're digging into, then goddamn. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. I actually thought it was quite fun. But if you want more of these, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to do so. But yeah, until next time, like, subscribe.